You've all been waiting for it, and it's here. A brand new season of United Rogue Overwatch.
Maybe? Minky?
Minky? Minky?
Minky? Oh my goodness, what was that? Big, oh, that's a
Five-man grab, let's go!
What a grab!
A new season brings new teams, new players, and for the first time, a new league.
And I'm gonna promise every single person watching right now, there will be no Ajax.
No Ajax!
There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Look at this! The double! The triple! And then getting rid of the Arisa!
Oh, this is truly Overwatch.
Yo, okay.
It's time to see who can rise to the challenge and who will fall in defeat. It's time for Season 8.
Good evening, United Rogue. Legends, people, creatures from the blackest abyss. We got a lovely game today between the dinosaurs and the turtles. And for the first time ever, I have a new casting partner that is not maidenless or a potential porn star. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Mr. Rico, but I don't think you need any introduction.
Gonna say, what's up, everyone? I mean, you all know me, Rico. I'm here to clown in the caster booth here with Bonaparte. Have a Emerald game on our hands for tonight. It's week 1, as we all know, and honestly, I'm excited to get into it. The shenanigans, now that there's 3 leagues, I think are only amplified, and I'm excited to see what we have going on.
We love the amplification of shenanigans. I mean, we've already had some exciting games this week. I'm excited to see all of these new players. I got a bit of a chance to scout some of these guys. I gotta say, it's gonna be an interesting game. Be an interesting game.
Do I think it's going to be interesting? But honestly, with the new league split in both Emerald and Sapphire, there's a plethora of players I just do not know. I feel like for a while there, we had, the occasional rookies stepping up to bat, coming up to the plate, making a name for themselves. But there's just a lot of new names in here that I don't recognize. So I'm excited.
For sure. There's a lot of rookies, and then you see my goat, Jacqueline. A returning name, of course. But other than that, you really don't see any older names anymore. A lot of what was Emerald last season got moved up to Sapphire, and then if they're not in Sapphire, they're in Ruby if you're baking a cake. You know what I mean? It's different, to say the least. It's going to definitely be an interesting game. And I feel like the leagues are more balanced than they've ever been before.
That's true. And it looks like, to start off the rip, LVT's taking us to Nepal.
I like that. I mean, I've seen the Dragon Master tank, and having him on NYI last season, where he threw my games either as a DPS or a support, I gotta say that his tank is actually the most solid out of his pool. He's definitely got that brawl in him, as well as that dog. But regardless, I think Nepal definitely favors Dragon Master, but it looks like maybe he's going on to the DPS, and the Mayban is definitely a good target for him. Wait, no? It's Dragon Tank. So it's not a target for him.
Looks like... No, Maui was the one that banned May. So Dragon Master's team banned May.
Okay.
LVT is looking to ban Hog.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like they messed up the roster lock in lobby. They're confused. I'm confused.
I think I'm pretty confused as well. More than usual.
We're all typing too much. Surely 2 seasons in the Hero Picks and Chill will get it down eventually.
Listen, this is... I can't really say anything. If I was hosting this lobby, this thing would be screwed up 10 ways to heaven. So, unfortunately, just is what it is. We gotta wait it out. I mean, I'm sure Douglas or Kalaho's texting me right now to just get my life together, but it is what it is. We're rocking and rolling. And now they're still arguing about the roster lock, but take me into Nepal. What's your analysis of that map? Who do you think it favors most?
Honestly, now, as a Lucio fanatic, I love anything that has the potential for environmental kills. But at the end of the day, I think besides a couple of niche variants, a lot of the control maps kind of play the same. There's some room for some nuance, but at the end of the day, if you have a comp that you like to run on control, it's accessible on pretty much all of them. So I think it might just come down to the tank matchup here, what we see coming out. It looks like Dragon Master is confirmed to be tank. We know he likes the Roadhog. He's been target banned for this first map here. So there's not going to be a hog on the board. I'm not sure what else he plays. I've only heard him talk highly of the Roadhog. So I guess we'll see.
I guess we'll see. I mean, based on when I was doing Emerald tryouts, whenever I wasn't dying, LOL. I've seen either a Reinhardt, he's got a very brawl-based character set, based on knowing him. I know Bra is mainly a DPS. That Bra Caribou DPS line is going to be interesting to see how it works, especially with the 2 DPS on that team being both hit scan. Then you have Hotaru, who's primarily a Kiri player, and then Alec Byrne would be your main support in that case. The only reason I know this is because our lovely Maui GM took all my picks that I was going to select. But based on the other side, I know Tainted Opal. I know they're a tank player, but can flex to the support and has a bit of a Sigma in her, I guess. Jackal's mainly a Reaper player, and Chelsea was on that Vancouver smelly squad from last season. I'm a certified hater when it comes to that. By the way, Andrew, I remember that. I'm coming for you.
Chelsea does have a ring under her belt, looking to bring the back line of LVT into line. And at this point, I don't think it's any secret. Obviously, my fiance is the LVT GM, so
You have your bias.
I have some biases, but I've already watched one of their scrims. We did a minor VOD review, and I think the most interesting thing that might come out of LVT is some of these niche picks, some of the characters that they like to play but excel at. I don't think they have their resident Junkrat enthusiast here, but I will say there is a Junkrat player, and they're disgusting with it. And I don't think it would be Emerald if we didn't have some Junkrat players.
True.
We love the chaos.
We love our OG buns. We love our Gare Bears. Yeah, I think that is.
I have to shout out Bayleaf, because for those in chat who don't know, Bayleaf is actually Discord user Amane, who had a run on UR back with the Montreal Stags and absolutely goated DPS.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some players with history here on both sides, but let's get into it here.
Oh, definitely. And it looks like we're not getting into it.
Never mind. Everyone pause. Hold that thought. I can't believe you even thought about it.
I know, right? 250 ping, GG, go next. But based on what I've seen from some of these players, especially Jackal, I feel like he is the second coming of Zeke, and Zeke is still with us. So I've seen the Reaper from Jackal, and I think as a 6th round pick, he's going to go very, very slept on, but I think he has all the tools to really make it towards that final step. And we know that Trashcan has brought teams to the big dance before. We've seen Season 6 Houston. and how well they've done. Caribou is carrying his internet outside to be slaughtered. He will be right back. But we've seen kind of a bit from all of these players somewhat. Either through tryouts or through past experience. We know, well, I know Dragon Master, and he's got that second place curse worse than Icy. But at the end of it, he is still a very solid, reliable player, I would say.
I think so too. Honestly, I'll give him credit where credit is due. Pretty much in every season he's played, he's been a pretty solid player. Don't get me wrong. I think everyone knows the Dragon Master generational balancing takes that take place in Ranked Rats and Gen Chat, and they almost never hit. I'm gonna be honest, they almost never hit. But in lobby, at the end of the day, he does show up and he does play well for his teams. So I will give him credit there.
That he does. That he does. I mean, as Jacqueline's biggest hater, I have to say that you know, at the end of the day, as much as I clown him, he is perhaps one of the Emerald Goats. I mean, he's no Demon Lord Biscuit. I mean, how many chips has he won? Too many? But regardless.
I think pretty much every season he's signed up.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he's no Demon Lord Biscuit, but he is still the Master of Dragons. And he knows how to get stuff done on the battlefield. And now, of course, Chelsea is asking us to glaze her up. That's not happening. I am the most anti-Vancouver caster, except for Mensa. Shout out to the GOAT. And Light.
And Light.
If your name is Cool or Andrew, kick rocks. And, yeah. Especially Cool. Smells. Very funky woman. Oof.
Chat,
What?
I know you can't see it, but there's definitely some NSFW things happening in chat right now between our streamer Cool and JD. So Andrew, we're gonna have to ask you to get your prod squad here reeled in and like under control, because this is just getting out of hand. We're on live stream right now.
Listen, a little Love Island action never killed nobody. If Cool and JD want to do the Devil's Tango, I understand. You know, it's consensual. That's all that matters, and they're of age. Go for it. I believe in both of you. You know? But regardless, I see the carry of Boo hopping back on now. Looks like they'll be right back into this lobby. Let's talk a bit about these comps, though. I mean, we got the Orisa Brawl. And I hate horse players, so this is going to be a fun brawl. And then we have, anyway. And then we have the Ram Rush. Well, bit of a Ram Rush. You would need, like, a Lucio to really
You do have the
complement
Juno
it.
speed. And that's, so LVT has done 2 scrims. I was only able to see 1. And I will say, I'm just nervous because I have not seen them run Kiri Lucio. I feel like
it's a solid
Lucio.
backline.
It is, but I feel like Lucio is a character that kind of gets neglected here in Emerald. Unfortunately, we have a couple froggy individuals, but
Of course.
I just haven't seen it out of LVT yet. At least not in the scrim I sat in. Maybe there was some work put in the second scrim. I didn't get to catch that one. So I'm nervous to see this look, but at the same time, Juno Kiri is
That's
a little
also
strange.
solid.
Usually it's solid, but usually you do see the
yeah.
Lu Kiri.
Definitely. I think the Juno, her biggest thing is her utility. If you can utilize Speed Ring at the right time, you can get a lot of value. But unfortunately, unlike the Lucio, once that Speed Ring is gone, then you gotta wait like 7 seconds in order to engage again when Ram is at peak form and all that good stuff. I worry from a personal standpoint how Dragon is going to coordinate the team, per se. Comm structure wise, knowing him, he has the capabilities to do it. I just worry about how he's going to time the speed engage. I think that's kind of the big thing with Emerald too, is coordination. Like, if you can get a good coordinated team, you can do a lot in Emerald. Let's take a quick BRB as we're waiting on... Wait, never mind. The GOAT is back.
Caribou Jones.
I lied. Well, great. I don't have to ad-lib for another 5 to 7 minutes.
Anyone in chat though, the poll is up. Make sure you spend all your channel points. Gamble, gamble, gamble.
I love some gambling, baby. Lost $30 in the last few days, but as I say it, F it, we ball. Let's get into the game. Here we go. And we're in. And we can see both tanks trying to angle on this corner post. I think high ground's a very smart position you want to have on this map. Especially.
LVT opts to give it up, rotates straight to point.
I don't think that's a bad idea from them either, because early point control is important. As now Dragon Master looking to get in, the gold expended.
And Jackal gets the first pick on the Hotaru.
And that's what I was talking about. Jackal
Chelsea?
is such a dangerous pickup.
Grabs Caribou, and now it's just cleanup on the side of LVT. They're chasing Dragon Master. This Lucio is chasing the Ram down. He is gonna make it looks like. He's forced to form in a spawn, though. They get out. And that's LVT with first fight and tempo.
Definitely. And you know what? I'm happy that Dragon was able to get out there. That would have been a huge stagger. Especially after that. But now we're starting to push in. Dragon Master looking for an opening. And I think LVT's done a great job of bunkering down this point.
Yeah, it's really... Ooh! And Hotaru answers back, gets Bayleaf on the flank.
That's a huge pick. Tainted
Dragon
going
Master...
a bit low, though.
Oh, bruh confirms a kill on Chelsea, and that's LVT's backline down.
Oh, for sure. And this is the explosiveness, too, of that Ram Rush comp. I know I was running it last night. If you can just time your engage, it is very dangerous, and that stagger is going to be very, very huge for the Turtles.
We have a lot of ults coming up here online. It looks like Maui's going to have High Noon, Pulse Bombs coming up soon, the Kitsune Rush is coming up, and kind of looking at the same on the side of LVT, the tank ults is almost up, Pulse and Rush.
Oh, for sure. They can definitely combo that Terra Surge with the Pulse Bomb. Get a lot of value from that. But now you got to worry about Dragon Master trying to get into that back line. That was a good javelin there to prevent that bomb going out. No Suzu. Suzu expended.
Looks like we're committing rush down main. And Amane falls first.
Oh,
Hotaru
definitely.
drops the counter rush. The both teams aren't fighting in it. But Opal falls.
What the heck? That was an ult.
That was a hero play coming out of Jackal, but it gets shut down.
Unfortunately, they just have to regroup here, and both teams expending a lot of ults that last fight. Of course, this fight you have to look out for that Annihilation. You got to look out for the Cassidy ult. Definitely going to be very hard to get past this this choke here. LVT definitely has to do something different.
Yeah, the point's withering down. Amane's gonna touch, try to pull some attention, but bruh, with the 2-tap, shuts it down.
And we're committing Orbital here.
Orbital gets committed, but so does Beat. And the cast doesn't hold the High Noon. Dragon Master
committing
gets
Annihilation.
Speared, but able to keep the Annihilation active and zone LVT into this choke and away from point. And
Very
ideally,
smart play.
With an attempt at a touch. But this first point here is gonna go to Maui.
Definitely. Now, if you're LVT, what are you doing in this case?
I think a lot of it comes from the fact that they're not able to poke out any of the Rams' cooldowns. They have a very tight-knit comp, but Dragon Master's doing a great job of when he has the speed ring, going on the squishies with his form. And they just weren't really able to stop the rush from happening. Amane also got caught out a couple times on that Tracer. We see the swap over to the Soj. Jackal opting for... Oh, nope, we've been baited. Back onto the Reaper. But no comp changes coming out of Maui here.
I don't think Maui really needs to swap right now. Right now, they're doing wonderful. I think the Mauga, you have to be careful with it. That's the only thing, especially with this heal comp. You don't want to like go in wrong and then you just get blown up.
Opal is taking a lot of poke. Kind of ISO'd from her healers. Might fall, and Caribou finds the pick.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. That Mauga can sustain if they're with their team, but if they're alone, it's very easy to just dissect and just tear apart that Mauga. And now Bayleaf going down
Bayleaf
to
falls. That's a big stagger. LVT only 4 at the moment. Well, Maui happy to hold this choke and just tick up the percentage here.
And then you can see, like, Maui's getting ready to stage into that room, try to hold that choke. A lot of teams don't know that they can kind of go around and try to force pressure off. So it's going to be very hard to, like, get in right now. But
Chelsea with an opening pick. This is big for LVT.
They just have to get in there right now and get going.
I was going to say, with no speed, the Mauga has to look for a big engage here.
Oh, I think they engaged a little too soon, though, because they just got blown up for it. Oh, but Jackal trading out for Bruh.
I was going to say, trade's coming out, but Maui has the tank advantage. Dragon Master is able to just sit tight. He has care up. And big wraparound coming here. Chelsea was looking for the pick. Able to get out. And now it's just a mess. Both teams really split here. And Chelsea finding pick. Alec Burn. But huge Dragon picks. Finding Amane. And no one's fighting together. Both teams are just in pure chaos. Finally, Opal landing the slab on a Dragon Master. But bruh, with the zoning high noon, gonna find Opal.
Ooh, that's rough. It's at 81% right now. LVT needs to get on this point. That's a huge stagger. Again, it's just hard for LVT to find that opening and get in. They just have to. Big pulse, but Annihilation coming out.
And the rush. And a desperation touch comes out, but no dice for LVT, and that's going to be the first map going in the favor of Maui.
It's unfortunate too. LVT has all of the tools. They just need to utilize them. I think playing together, especially against this Ram Rush, is going to help you dissect this.
It just looked like LVT was too slow to take the initiative with both the comps. I know Orisa could kind of bunker down sometimes, but against a Ram, especially, I think it's best when Dragon Master is kind of taking these long angles and forced to walk. If he doesn't have the speed ring, you want to shoot him. You want to get that form out. You want to force him to throw his slow, maybe early, or get him force the shield up, because you don't want him to have resources. And I think that's kind of just that's what Maui has. They just have more resources and better timed engages right now.
I agree with that. I also think too that maybe there's a better way than trying to match that comp. I think maybe going for more of like a poke setup here. Try to poke out their resources before they can collapse in on you. Might be huge coming in for LVT. Especially if we know that Dragon Master is going to abuse that Ram and sustain. Poking out his resources, trying to maybe take out Hotaru or Alec Burn first with those resources, or one of the DPS, would take a lot of pressure off, I think, of Opal. I mean, I think I'm right there. Maybe maybe I'm not. I don't know.
No,
But-
it's honestly it is good, and I think poke could work. It's just so hard on control points, on most control points, because you don't have the space. So
That's
to
true.
make it work, you have to rotate perfectly, right? Because a lot of the heroes that excel at poke, well, I guess you can't even say that anymore because heroes like Frey and Sojourner in the game. But
Oh, boy. Yeah. Freya.
traditionally, your Ashe, your Cass, whatever, your Hanzo, stuff like that, they can get walked on pretty easily if they're not careful. And on these control points, having the Juno speed ring the Ram around definitely could get people caught off guard. So it does become difficult. I feel, especially when we're playing at this level. But now we're off control. We're going to be on to the next map. And I think depending on what map we see here, we definitely could see LVT leaning into a heavier poke comp.
Definitely. If you're LVT right now, you think you go Eichenwald maybe? Try to like force them into that poke matchup?
Honestly, you know what? I might be sleeping here, but I'm going to be honest with you, chat. I have no idea what the map pool is. But you said Eichenwald, so yeah, I'm gonna say take him to Eichenwald. That sounds great. Fantastic idea. Thank you.
Trust me, you are not alone. I had to look up the map pool last night while in a game. It was glorious. GM diff.
I do have it pinned in my server, but I'm not looking at it.
And LVT opting for Esperanza. I don't hate that. I don't hate that pick at all.
Esperanza.
It's a style that could favor both teams. That's kind of the issue. I feel like the longer sight lines would have helped out LVT a lot more. But I can see what they're cooking up here.
Call me a traditionalist, but I just don't like getting all willy-nilly, all right? It throws me off. We just played Control. Why are we not on a hybrid map? What's going on?
You know,
it's hurting my brain.
Yeah.
There's actually nothing wrong with it, but that's where my brain always goes. I honestly wanted to see Circuit. I used to hate Circuit, but I'm on a Zen kick right now, so watching teams play Circuit is always fun for me.
For sure.
But chat, that's not what we have. We have Esperanza. We're getting a little push action here. That's what it is.
And you know, this is kind of freak behavior too. Like last night, I got forced to what's that map called? We went from Lijiang Tower to what was it? Flashpoint Suravasa on some freak behavior. Now I feel like we're on more freak behavior because typically push is like reserved for like the last map, you know, because nobody likes it. But we're getting it second, so I guess again, fuck it, we ball. But LVT banning Cass here.
Yeah, I do. We have to give a shout out to Bruh. I don't recognize the name, so I'm gonna say we have a rookie here, and she, I don't know, whoever was on the cast, absolutely goated that last round. A lot of opening picks, a lot of pressure onto the Tracer and Squishies of LVT. I think that was definitely a target ban. LVT was feeling the oppression there coming out of the Cassidy.
Oh, 100%. Billy Bob is a very dangerous Cassidy player, but now you just open yourself up to his entire DPS pool lineup because he's got that Ashe, he's got that Sojourn. He is just very, very good on that DPS role. Same with Caribou. Caribou, once he can get going in your back line, kind of reminds me of Aeon in a way. He doesn't have to talk a lot. He's just there. And you know he's just going to put up picks on the board. But I'm curious to see what this Maui ban is going to look like, being that they can only ban tanks or the support. Now, if I'm them, I'm banning Kiriko to mess with Chelsea. I'm just saying.
I mean,
the Diva ban?
Maui bans Diva. I'm not sure. Maybe.
I don't know if this is a target ban towards Opal or if this is a.
I think
Something.
Opal plays Diva, but I don't think it's kind of like one of those things where you say like, yeah, I play Diva, but do you really play Diva? You know what I mean? Doesn't everyone
Yeah.
play Diva? Like a little bit, kinda.
I mean, we're no Andrew Ninja, but like, yeah, that's a weird ban. Maybe it's a protection ban.
Maybe Dragon's pulling out the hog here. He's cool with dealing with all 976 other hog counters. He just doesn't want to deal with defense matrix. I don't know.
Maybe.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's possible. But I don't think, knowing Jack as long as I have, I don't think he's pulling out the Roadhog. That does not sound like something he would do right now. Knowing him, he's probably going to whip back out the Ramatra or maybe go Rhine. We need some Rhine gameplay.
Some Rhine gameplay on Esperanza.
Hell yeah.
I'm here
Why
for
not?
I'm here for it.
Give me a Rhine mirror in Emerald in 2025. I'll get a bag of popcorn. We'll go to town.
Just say we've had some iconic Rhine duels in Emerald. Waiting for the first one to happen this season.
And Opal opting to stick on that horse. And it seems
Opal?
like Dragon Master keeping the same comp with his team.
Opting for the horse. But both teams, chat, what do we notice? What do we notice? What do we have? You love her. Freya, she's here. That's right. United Rogue Overwatch does have that character too. I don't know if everyone loves her as much as I do. I love watching my squishies blow up in a matter of 0.01 seconds before my very eyes.
Oh, man. Any chance we can apply to get Freya banned from everywhere? I hate Freya players. I hate anybody who plays her. I hate myself for making my team play that. I feel like my
Chelsea takes
ancestors
the
are
duel.
disappointed, but ooh, that's a good pick early.
A huge pick early. And as I say that, Chelsea gets refragged by Bruh. And that's a lot of healing output down for the side of LVT. You only have the Brig now, and Opal falling low, forced to use spin, and Amane falls.
Oh, and then Opal's just getting poked out to all hell here. There's nowhere for them to go. I think they need to figure out something. I don't think the Brig backline, Brig Kiri, is going to help solve anything here. I feel like we need something that's more fluid for LVT right now. That they can kind of move around with.
I was going to say, the first scrim we saw a lot of double flex support out of them, but now we're leaning into a flex and main support comp. But it just seems like they're taking too much poke for it.
Absolutely, especially early in these engages. Alec Byrne going low on the left side, but especially in these early engages with that forward spawn, it's just very hard to get going if we're getting poked out before the fight even begins.
And a big slow landed onto Amane. Dragon Master cleans it up himself.
That's true.
And you have
we're giving
Caribou
up a
just
ton of space.
Angling on this Tracer, helping force them back. The Frail comes out, doesn't catch anyone, but it's basically just a pulse bomb. Bro, probably have it back up next fight.
Well, you know what they say, it's not over till it's over. I think that both of these teams just need to figure out their groove. Well, more LVT than... Wow.
Caribou with a stick. And then Opal falls. This is just an impressive amount of spam damage coming out from Maui.
Absolutely.
And Caribou's still in. And Chelsea shuts it down.
I don't think this horse is working. I mean, we can keep banging our head against the wall, but we're giving up too much space, especially on the tank end. And it's just getting absolutely demolished.
And Jackal with a TP in place with a cake. It paid off though. No one looked at him, but
I don't even think Maui's lost the point here. Like, we got a Dragon Master going half now. Another Bola, but got hit with a horse.
Eats it.
Here we go.
And uses the Terra Surge. A lot of members falling low on Maui. Jackal
Big
commits the
Blossom.
ult. Finds 2.
Kitsune out. That's
The
huge.
Kitsune may have been an overcommitment, but LVT able to shift momentum at the last possible second and finally take a fight. And now they start their long march back.
Wow.
But Caribou is spawn camping. Amane gets picked early.
That is that's the classic Astro strategy that we employed on Cool last season on this map. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. But now, if I am LVT, I'm putting pressure with Jackal from behind, trying to take away that front pressure that Maui is producing.
He was able to get a pick on the Juno, which is huge. And the pulse came out from Tracer, found nothing. And now Chelsea is back. LVT has their team. And Maui's down 1. They want to go now while the Juno's not here.
I agree. I think now while you have the chance, you look for an opportunity. This fight is a bit of a dry fight for both teams. But you can see Jackal on the Kiriko. Oh, he should have finished her. But whatever, you know, we ball.
And Caribou just living forever in that backline finally falls, but Opal falls in exchange.
You have to wonder who's going to ult first in this exchange. Both teams are coming up onto some big stuff here. And
Honestly,
now I'm sorry.
This
Go ahead.
Reaper Blossom might be the saving grace. Jackal, seemingly the only one to get a lot of action on the side of LVT, a lot of motion going.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And now Dragon Master going low, gets bruh.
And the rally coming out, LVT surging forward with it. Finds Hotaru. Chelsea's falling low in the backline, able to keep herself up. Only momentarily, though.
And now we're seeing the signs of life come in from this LVT team.
But they need to get this bot back past the halfway point.
Oh, for sure.
Maui was still getting close spawns.
And that Tracer from Caribou is putting a lot of pressure on this Maui team. But
Absolutely.
Tracer going low.
And Amane's still on the long back, or not Amane, Chelsea's still on the long walk back from spawn. LVT is without a Kiriko right now. She's making her way
Jackal,
back into the fray. but
Jackal's getting out.
falls. They're even,
No
but
Bola.
still, LVT is down this Kiri. And Amane
think-
trying to pop the Sojo to pressure them off.
They just have to hard regroup here. I think we can re-engage this with a Blossom. Maybe try to find that opening pick. The problem is we're not taking space, so like they're just getting easily poked out here. Blossom!
The Hero
Phew.
Blossom comes out, finds one.
Ooh.
But now it's just supports up for LVT, and they should probably get out of dodge.
Definitely, definitely. I have to give credit where credit is due. Maui is just looking really solid right now. They know when to get out. They're timing these engages really well.
Dragon stopped pushing the bot here. Gonna make them walk into this high ground, it looks like.
Looks like, yeah, it looks like he's setting up this kill box here, which isn't a
Both
bad
teams
idea.
committing
Matching
a rush.
Kitsune. And now we're
Jackal
committing
falls.
annihilation.
And the Ram is just running down the Orisa, running down the back line. And that is gonna be a team wipe.
That's true, that's true.
And they only committed 2 ults there on the side of Maui. They're gonna have 3. They still have their support ult and the Juno up. And potentially 2 kills here out of the DPS.
It's all about finding an opening right now. I mean, LVT has a chance to bring this back. We commit rally. But then you just put yourself in harm's way to get ran down by that ram.
They're even right now. The Brig falls with Rally, which is unfortunate, but Chelsea is still up.
And we're
The Ray
committing
comes
orbital.
out. That's no tank for LVT. This might be it. There's a lot of pressure coming out now.
That there is. There's still a lot of components on the board, though. Bola coming out. And the bot's all the way there.
Is map 2 in the books in favor of the Maui Ancients.
Yeah, no, it was just a very dominant round for Maui. I think this Dragon Master tank is just putting so much pressure on that backline. That's very hard for the momentum to shift, I guess.
Honestly, I don't even know who to give it to. Dragon Master's playing good, but I think just as a team, Maui is just dominating the angles right now. Caribou, other than the couple times they've been able to like get marked by Chelsea, have been just continuously off-angling and applying pressure from different angles on the Tracer, which has been allowing Bruh to just chain these Freya shots together and find opening picks. And if they're not finding picks, they are dealing a ton of damage and just eating at the Orisa. And that is allowing Dragon Master to just walk in. He has so much space to just play with his form and run at the backline squishies. It's almost unreal.
It's kind of sickening in a way how much space that Bruh and Caribou are off-angling and taking like all that ground for their tank to maneuver. I do want to give a quick shout out to Hotaru, though. It's just definitely off-angling, putting that pressure too. If I don't know what map we go to here. Maybe we go back to Circuit, like you were kind of saying earlier. You guys go there and then up for the poke. I mean, it's very hard right now to see where to go with this. But as I've heard once before, it's not over till it's over. I think LVT can make a huge comeback right now.
Gonna say we have had reverse sweeps already happen in the opening week here at UR.
Yeah,
we can't write anyone out.
Don't remind me.
Oh, my bad.
I was
Honestly,
crying on the inside last night.
There's so many franchises now across 3 different leagues. I kind of forget where everyone's at.
Yeah. It's strange. Well, not strange. Let me come up with a better word here. It's beautiful to see how well UR's grown, especially Overwatch has grown over the last, I would say 3 months, 2 months.
I was gonna say this is our biggest season yet, I believe.
Yeah. Like we had 100+ people come in. So it's like all new faces, but at the same time, it's the familiar too. So seeing that from a new light, it's an interesting season for both Sapphire, Emerald, Ruby. I think it's the most balanced it's ever been, for sure. But LVT opting for Hollywood.
Hollywood. Honestly, this is going to be interesting. I think Hollywood's second point, even with the elevators, adds a lot of verticality just in general to the map. So I kind of want to see what we see in these tank picks here, because both teams have opted for less mobile tanks. And I wonder if, again, it's Emerald. We see different shenanigans all the time. Sometimes we ignore the high ground. Sometimes we see freaky attempts at dive. I'm curious to see what role the verticality in this map plays. It could be one team's undoing. So let's see what we get in terms of hero bans now. Hollywood is the map, and LVT has first ban.
It's going to be an interesting setup, because I know Dragon Master has a Winston in him. I don't know if they've been practicing the dive. I don't know I don't know how this Neko-chan Hotaru backline is going to play. I'm curious to see how that's going to operate. I guess my big concern, number one, is again that verticality you mentioned. Whether or not you're going to take that high ground, especially on second point. Second point high ground is just straight up oppressive if you know how to use it properly. So it's whether that verticality is going to come into place, which being that it's emeralds, typically doesn't, but you never know, right? And B, it's more so that how the team composition, like, what are we gonna do? Right, like some teams opt for like a May first point, from what I've seen. So you never know, really, if they're gonna go for the brawl, maybe an attempt at dive, as you said. There's different options for this map. It's up to both teams to execute on that. I also want to know, if you're LVT, like, what do you even ban here? You target Dragon Master, take out the Ramatra? Or do you go and find another target ban, maybe on Hotaru or the DPS?
I don't know. It's a good question. Because again, every fiber of my being is screaming that we're not going to ban Ram here because of the verticality of this map. But again, it's been oppressive. It is Emerald, so we're not gonna pray that we're gonna see coordinated dives happen every single fight. Things get a little scrappy here. Things get messy. So it's hard. I don't have a clear-cut answer on this one.
Yeah. It's a matter of curiosity right now. I think it's all going to come down to, like, this decision really on how this map is going to go. I don't think banning the Ram here is a bad idea. It has been kind of oppressive because they're not trying to get his cooldowns out, etc. I don't hate the Ram ban. I don't agree with it all the way, but I don't hate it. I think there's better bans here that we can do. But as we wait for LVT to come up with that ban, if you're Maui, flipping the question over, who do you target? Do you try to force Opal onto another tank by banning the horse? Do you try to take out Jackal's Reaper?
Honestly, if I'm Maui, I think I'd ban a support. I think they banned the Kiri. Honestly, I'm not sure what other heroes Hotaru and Neko-chan have in their roster, but I honestly feel like banning Chelsea, the Kiri from Chelsea, might be optimal. Just because it seems like whenever there is light on the side of LVT, it's off these picks that Chelsea and Jackal are finding early in the fight. And you sort of take that away from them then.
I agree.
And I just think it's a big comfort pick for Chelsea on the Kiri. We've seen it here season in and season out now at this point. And I think Kiri would get more value on this map than Reaper. Like, again, it's Emerald. We might see it, but I don't see the Reaper being an issue here with all the space, the verticality, and the sight lines on Hollywood.
So LVT opting to ban Freya. Honestly, I hate Freya players, even though we've had to conform to it. I guess this ban does make sense. And Maui going ahead and banning... I know I got my eyes dilated today at the eye doctor, but that says Lifeweaver, right? I'm not blind.
What? Lifeweaver banned. I mean, honestly, on ladder and now even in OWCS, Lifeweaver is seeing some light. I don't know what caused the Life Weaver ban. Maybe they just didn't really have anything they want to ban. Because I don't think LVT has a Weaver. At least have been practicing with one. But I mean, honestly, at this point in time, Weaver's in a pretty good spot. So I don't know. Maybe they're afraid of the pools. They think the Weaver is gonna come out. We're gonna see Arissa's off the top rope. I'm not sure, but Weaver is cut. He's banned.
Slamming on them like Michael Jordan. But no, I just don't. I get it, but I don't. I mean, whatever. I mean, Weaver's in a good spot and all, but I think there's better bans for Maui there versus a Life Weaver. I mean, get rid of the Kiriko. I know Dragon Master's got a queen in him. Just, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm blind. Maybe Helen Keller's finally taken over, but I guess we'll see how this goes. I don't know. I don't know. This has been a weird matchup to say the least with these bands. Like I don't know what I can really say other than that. I mean, if I'm Maui, I'm going for the Reaper or I'm going for the Kiriko band. But here we go. We're heading to Hollywood.
Yeah, we're finally heading in. Both bands on the table, cemented. We have the Freya and the Life Weaver cut.
Not the Life. Yeah, you're right. I don't know. This is just interesting matchup here. And we're opting for the Ram Mirror. Okay, I like this.
I will say it's interesting too, and I feel like a lot of teams don't take advantage of it. But Maui is able to choose sides, and they are opting for the attack here. Traditionally, if you get choice, usually on hybrid or escort maps, people take the defense first. But I guess Maui's feeling froggy. They like the attack. I mean, I honestly share the sentiment. I don't know why I like attacking first, even though I understand strategically it's better to defense. But
I like attacking first because you are allowed to set the tone in the matchup. You know what I mean? Especially if you have a really oppressive attack.
Both teams on the Ram, but we have a Torp coming out from Amane. Interesting. And Chelsea's in the back line, picks off Hotaru.
That's a huge pick early on for this LVT squad. And now I'm interested to see this Neko-chan Mercy. I have not seen much of her play other than 10-mans. But she's a cool person, you know. Good vibes.
Ooh,
Let's see how it does.
Low. And both teams just sort of poking in this choke here.
Both teams doing a whole lot of nothing, but the Jackal is down. And now forcing that tactical retreat. Big anti out. And now...
And the cleanse comes out. Opal held her form and is able to punch Dragon. He's falling low and his form ends first.
That was a smart play by Opal.
Oh, and bruh on this Sojourn.
Took her head clean off. I was saying, it was a smart play to cut off Dragon Master's heals with that shield and then go in for the push there. The problem is I don't think she had enough follow-up to secure that kill. As we go into second point.
Another pick.
Chelsea is just lethal against this Caribou Tracer. I think that's the only...
gets res right into Chelsea again! No, that's Chelsea huge momentum for LVT.
Weapon. But and now Jackal going down. Yeah, no, Chelsea on that Kiriko is doing God's work. Like, she is really taking a lot of the frontward pressure off of that Tracer. And now it looks like Opal opting for that low ground pressure. Nano going out.
Bruh falling low, gets picked. The Mercy's trying to res. in her ult, able to get it off, but Amane finds the pick anyways, able to dash out. And now
I just worry
Jackal
here.
pressuring Dragon Master back. Honestly, this fight's kind of devolving. They got the picks.
Yeah, I mean, I saw Amani taking that 2v1. I was worried that the pick would come out there. We know we have Blade coming up. I think we engage with Blade here. Try to build fast. Nano coming out for Hotaru, though.
Yeah, the Nano Annihilation gets
Dragon Master
left.
getting one.
Jackal able to find Caribou, and the Annihilation ends. Oh, and Jackal doesn't get the TP off in time.
That was a good sleep there. I mean, Amani is just looking for an opening for that Blade. I think once teams regroup, we go for that, and then we'll be solid on that port. I mean, we can engage, too, with Maui with OC, but now Blade coming and being committed with Kitsune. That's one. That's two. Slashing through the ram. That's three.
And Amane sees the Soldier.
We're looking for Soldier. Get that 4K.
Could be a stagger here. It is. Caribou runs back into the fray to be sent back to spawn. That was a big commitment, though, from LVT to stunt that push. They used 3 ults there. And now only hanging on with a Reaper ult. But to be fair, Maui's ulticon not looking too much better.
Not at all. And you're already down tank and your Reaper in this fight. If I'm LVT, we gotta stall time here till our tank is back. Or maybe put pressure on backline, which is what Amani seems to be doing. Getting the Ana, that's huge.
But I don't think they have a touch here, and they don't.
That's unfortunate.
Finding one. This
go.
LVT team getting split here as the cart's about to push through. That's not great. The Ana has to path all the way through the back rooms. But it doesn't seem like Maui knew. They didn't push on it. And Jackal just spins to win on point. The Beyblade gets 2. The Nano also committed.
The Beyblade putting in some work, but he trades his life for it. I mean,
we have a Mercy ult out of Nico-chan here. Sort of in the downtime.
yeah.
Questionable,
but
ult for vibes.
It was a aura ult, you know? Sometimes you just gotta get one of those out. For the vibes. But right now, it looks like Dragon Master poking and prodding. Amani's in. She's gotta be careful.
Falls, but Jackal gets the refrag. This Mercy's gonna have a res, though.
It's like it never happened. Here we go. Both teams angling for this point.
Chelsea falls, and Caribou finds Opal.
Both teams looking to get this advantage here.
Dragon Master's gonna have Annihilation, though, for what could be the final fight here. Amane looking for a
we're popping
blade.
Kitsune.
Finds one. Falls, but both teams are even right now. Both Annihilations coming out. Caribou committing the visor. Dragon Master looking for this Ana desperately, and it's just Opal now on point, holding block with the Annihilation still active.
Yeah, especially with this Nano Annihilation. It was Nano, I believe. But now, Dragon Master going low. Dragon Master's gone. Don't let her get the res! Oh! That's rough. That's rough. That's a huge time bank, too.
Yeah, they made it. They do have over a minute. Anytime you get across the finish line with that much in the tank, you're you're definitely at least satisfied with that.
Definitely. And now, let's see what both teams are going to run out on. I mean, I don't know. I think it's very interesting where we're at. We're still opting for the Ram Mirror. Neko's on that Mercy still. I don't know how I feel about this Mercy and the Ram comp. It's working, so I guess I can't say much, you know.
I was gonna say a couple reses coming out from Neko-chan there, but I think the biggest thing is just enabling Bruh to find these picks, land these high damage rails, farm rail faster, farm ult faster. Because I don't think there's gonna be any question after this week 1 match that Bruh is dangerous on the hit scan.
Yeah, for sure. Bruh is doing God's work. I mean, he's got, especially with that pocket from Neko-chan, he is just especially deadly.
Caribou gets spotted in the back line there. On the
Dragon Master.
Reaper.
Dragon Master has the opportunity to go deep, but opts not to. And Amane is gone. Big pick coming out for the Maui Ancients here. And now you can see Maui trying to angle this corner, force pressure. You have some... Ooh! Jackal getting that huge pick on Caribou. Let's see how LVT is going to react here. Picks off Jackal. And now slowing the Juno.
Almost a big slow.
I don't know. If I'm Dragon, I would have kept pushing that.
Anamane on this flank angle. Now corralling Maui up towards the choke. If this is the time you want to walk, if you're Opal with the Juno ring, and there it is. Maybe a second late though.
Popping Annihilation now is Dragon Master. As he's rushing forward, and you know he wants Opal. But getting out, choosing to opt out, play his life. Kiri's still up top. Turning your back for just a moment there is interesting, but Neko-chan getting the res onto Hotaru. Both trades coming out. LVT looking to get this point.
And I think this is just going to be cleanup here from LVT, and it is. We are going to see the point capture coming out. The series is still alive if you're an LVT fan in the chat.
For sure, for sure. Not over till it is over. As now, if I'm Opal, I'm going to take this space early. I do not want for Maui to get this high ground right now that they have.
Yeah, Bruh up there with a damage boost. Not on my to-do list, not on my wish list for this Christmas. As I say that, Amane's solo fighting up there, able to drop off and live. Recalls
Goes right back up there though. Big
Ooh.
Blossom comes out, but
Both
only
Reapers
gets
shut
one.
down.
And now Nano OC
And
cleaning
Chelsea
up that
falls.
fight. And that's just rough.
Yeah, that was a lot of ults used by both teams, at least in synchronization there. Both Reapers ulting at the same time, both of them dying. The Ray, the Mercy ult, the Nano coming out.
Definitely. Amane going down again. That's it's gonna be hard to just get in here, but there's gotta be a way for them to do so.
I was gonna say, funnily enough, the Reaper Beyblade off the top rope has forced Maui down on cart now, so no one's taking advantage of this height. It's just a one-on-one fight on the low ground. And as I say that,
both-
2 picks come out for LVT.
Both Rams committing annihilation here. And
No, it's just one. Opal still has hers.
oh, it looked like both of them popped. That's my fault. But that's still such an expensive fight. On at least Maui's end. Very expensive fight. I don't know if it was worth it in the end. And now it looks like we're angling to cut off this space by the doorway. Dragon Master falling low, but Jackal!
Oh, the Annihilation in the corner. This could be big.
That is a
Opal
biggie.
with 3.
That's Biggie Smalls right there. And now we're... Get onto that Dragon Master. Let him know that you're coming.
No one's pushing cart. Okay, Idyllic knows they're gonna walk this in here, and they're gonna have a healthy time bank, just like Maui did going into this last end of the map here.
And that's so smart by Opal, too. Knowing when to get out of that situation, not further pushing in. Very beautiful play there. But now it's just trying... Wow. Never give
Dragon
Bra a
Master.
pocket.
Dragon Master out and walking into this LVT team. Able to kind of stagger Chelsea there. LVT forced to recoup and spawn here.
And
another
Hotaru.
stagger. Great pick, though. Yeah, you're right. Hotaru's kind of clean on the Kiri, too.
Yeah, it's just you notice these like little things about these players as you watch them more. Like Bra tends... He's very good with his shots, but if you can punish his positioning, for example, he tends to play it on that low ground a lot. Speaking of, if I'm Opal, we push in with that form right now. That would be huge. Get some cleanup here. Get some space. There we go.
Comes out. The
OC is
overclock
out.
coming out.
Yep, OC out. Gets one.
Gets
We
traded
back up,
out.
but Annihilation's out now.
The
The
Reaper,
Reaper in the
comes
back
out.
line.
Finds one. This fight is
There we
split.
go.
It's all over the place. Amane on cart, trying to fight the last two. Realizes Dragon Master's pushed up really far, but there's no
There's nobody to punish
agency
him
coming
yet.
out. Yeah, no one's able to punish him. He's falling low. Amane's desperately trying. Forces form, forces Suzu. Dragon Master's
Dragon's
form's going to
fighting
run
for
out.
his life.
But he does have health care now. And the
Oh,
rush
going
comes
for the
out.
back line.
Well, Opal opting for the aggression. It's going to be the play that pays off.
Huge. Huge ult there. Caribou opting to get out of that fight. That's smart. You don't want to engage this here. And then,
Both teams
LVT has a
looking
touch.
low.
or
There
rather,
is
Maui has a
time for a
touch.
fight. Yeah, absolutely. The Reaper ult's going to be on play from Caribou here. An early form out of Opal.
Here
A
we
missed
go.
post bomb from Amane.
Forcing that form. Blossom out. Huge
Finds one.
Blossom.
But Dragon low himself. No, able to get care.
That's the most important pick you want to get. And Chelsea,
Oh, we have a DC, it looks
Yeesh.
like. Not at a great time. I mean, at the very least, LVT was going to get out. I'm not sure what the ult charge was looking like there. That might be unfortunate. Regardless, though, LVT does get a fight here. There's 34 seconds left. That's plenty of time for one more final engage here to try to get this card across the finish line.
for sure. And both of these teams are gonna have to dry fight it. I mean,
I was
there's
gonna
no
say, it's gonna
ults.
be a dry fight.
There's no
Absolutely.
ults. There's no anything. It's gonna come down to two things: either mechanics, or it's gonna come down to actual strategy. So I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna be an interesting fight. I also think if you're both teams, maybe you build up another OC in this fight. Maybe you can build up that Reaper ult. It's possible.
It'll have to be a long fight, but they are the only ults I fear that might come online.
Yeah. It's the only two ults that could be a problem in this matchup. Otherwise, right now, this is drier than the Sahara Desert, man. Hey, you just gotta push through if you're LVT and figure out that opening. Try to get to that overtime.
Gonna say plenty of time. Amane looking for this off angle, going upstairs. Both slows coming out from the Rams. And I think this is gonna be, it's gonna come down to which Ram gets the better engage first. Who gets a better look at a squishy here?
That's true. I also think too that Dragon Master can maybe build that Annihilation. If he's smart about it, but Dragon Master is going low. Dragon Master's getting pushed heavy.
Playing second, gets the Annihilation at the, or gets the form up after Dragon's ends.
We're going for the touch. And now the Mercy trying to play for her life.
Trades are coming out. Bro is able to get the OC on.
OC is out. Reaper's in.
And LVT keeping the series alive.
They're staying alive. It's the only problem now is that they have to get a capture here. They have to keep the game going by getting a capture. I believe they're going to be on this attack first.
I think we're trolling. Chat, we trolled
trolling?
you. Yeah. We're trolling.
Oh, okay.
LVT cannot win this game. I guess it could draw.
Yeah, no. Are they on the attack? Because typically when it's like 0 time, they give you a chance to attack again.
No. Not if the other
things?
team's time bank is over a minute.
High. Oh. So they have to defend here no matter what. Okay. Gotcha. I'm trolling. That's on me, my bad. But it's now up to LVT to hold the line. That's what it's going to come down to.
I was going to say, it is. One tick. That's all they have room for. They cannot give an inch.
I guess even holding close here wouldn't be a bad idea. Or holding choke. Or just preventing the other from just kind of capitalizing on. I think LVT's now officially woken up. And if they can hold it, we might have a reverse sweep on our hands. Now both teams poking and prodding, trying to find their way in. Caribou opting to go on the off angle. 60 seconds now remaining in this matchup. Oh, we're going low. Chelsea down.
No. Both Kiri's
get in the
cut.
trade.
But Nico-chan's gonna look for the res here, and Amane's low with no recall. That's 2 picks now in the favor of Maui, and they're gonna just want to walk this in.
Definitely. They're playing just a bit passive here. If I'm Maui, I'm trying to pick that Ana. But Bra going down.
Bra gets picked, and now the respawns are back
going low
from
too.
LVT. If Opal gets healthcare, no, Opal falls, but Dragon's low, and Anti,
Dragon needs to get out of there. Dragon
and they can stagger this Mercy. They could bully this Mercy. Oh my god, they were too nice.
Oh.
They were too nice. That should have been criminal behavior right there.
Honestly. But do
only
they have
10
a
seconds
touch either
left.
way?
The Tracer's up. They have a touch if they want it, but the tank's far off. But Amane's trying to pressure it out. The recall happens too early. I don't think it... Oh no, it procced overtime.
Chelsea's
they did get
here.
it. But a big slow...
Oh, that's 2 big, huge picks. 3.
And now it's just cleanup. We need to shoot the same thing, guys. And there it is.
LVT woken up. The Master of Dragons has been slayed.
We have a draw on the 3rd map, ladies and gentlemen. Is that the first one ever? Have we ever had a draw, chat?
I've ever seen. What the heck is going on this week? As I hear Cool's keyboard typing. I've never seen a draw in a UR game before. This is
I was gonna say, I don't know if it was the first, but it's definitely a rare occurrence here. We've got a draw. And that's gonna push us on to the next map.
Yeah, I'm kind of flabbergasted. I mean, this doesn't count as a win for either team, so it's still that 2-0. scenario. Yeesh. I don't know. That's rough. So in this case, who gets what exactly? The map pick or the hero ban, or what do we default to?
You know, it would be a great question to ask your local Overwatch commissioner, Jason Derulo. Everyone, ping him in the chat. Ask him to read the rulebook because we didn't. Cool is whispering in our ears, and it's very, very confusing because I'm supposed to be talking to you and you guys can't hear him. But the loser of the previous map gets to pick unless it's map 6, then we go to control. So I believe that means it'll be LVT's map pick because we're not yet at map 6.
Well, so LVT, balls in your court. You had a fantastic performance at the end. I think we finally woke up. Let's see if we can bring it back. And I don't mean throw that ass in a circle. I mean bring it back. Let's see, you know? Maybe we finally do get a bra ban. Been waiting for that all game.
I was going to say, bans are going to get interesting now if we do keep rolling maps here. As more and more characters become isolated, they're not eligible for ban again unless it's by the opposite team. So,
yeah, I'm still flabbergasted that we got that draw. That's unheard of almost. Regardless, though, still Maui up 2-0. If I'm LVT, maybe I cut off. Maybe I cut off Dragon Master's RAM. Maybe even then, I feel like Opal had it handled towards the end. You could see, like, she was kind of outpacing him towards that end portion.
I think that was the big difference maker in that map that we didn't get to see out of LVT on previous ones when they were on the Orisa comp. There's just no motion. We had no motion going on. There's no aggression. Even on that first defense there, it seemed like we just weren't aggressing on the Ram. But towards the end there, both sides kind of realizing, okay, we need to get stuff done off these Rams using their form offensively. And we finally saw that come alive in LVT, resulting in the draw. So hopefully they keep this momentum going into Servasa, the next map on the board.
Absolutely. And Servasa is a map that I think it favors both teams, but I like what LVT is thinking here. If we can get Jackal and Bayleaf here to coordinate onto one target, especially since they've been running this Reaper Tracer, I think this could be a very deadly comp for LVT. But again, if we're having that Brock Caribou flank, it also really benefits them, and it's so strong. Especially now that all of Bra's bans have been kind of exhausted for the most part. It just gives him a lot of opportunity to kind of maneuver. I think with LVT especially, if I'm them, I guess either A, ban the Ramatra, or B, maybe take away Jax or Dragon Master's speed. Cut off the Lucio now that Alec Burn is back in.
True. We could see that. That might actually be a good idea. I like that take.
And LVT's banning Ram Ranch.
The Ram has been banned.
No more 18 naked cowboys on the ranch, because Ramatra has been sentenced to his death. But now, if I'm Maui, it kind of goes all back to that ban we spoke about earlier. I would go for the Kiriko ban. Just get it, or the Reaper. That works.
The Reaper's too oppressive. honestly, depending on what LVT was looking to run, Jackal's Reapers found varying levels of success. Sometimes we see some great picks early on. I think both Reapers that round had some questionable ultimate buttons, but
I don't think questionable is the word for it.
nonetheless,
Aura found all.
I think we're no strangers here in UR to funny Reaper ults. I think I had to yell at Stan to get some of his pit players in previous seasons, get them focused up and dialed in, because we have seen some funny Reaper ults happening in Emerald consistently now. So I think it's just a staple. It's here to stay. We're always going to have Hero Reaper ults coming out. It's going to be a mixture of funny and sad always.
A bit, yeah. I think just like the famous Ajax for one soup can, it's like a staple, you know?
I was going to say, he's never going to live that down. He almost made it. He made it.
He
an
really
entire
did.
season.
And then he Ajax
spoke it
in the
into
finals.
existence. He spoke it into existence.
It was so good of a moment, we just had to put that into the intro.
I was
was
going to say,
beautiful.
for anyone in chat trying to beat allegations, don't speak them into existence. And if you do, please knock on wood. That's what happened. Soupcan, he said it. He didn't knock on wood. He Ajaxed in the finals. It's basic algebra. Come on, guys.
And you know who I think we're gonna get an Ajax counter for this season? Muffmart, my goat, my lord and savior. I have a feeling by next week we're gonna get at least 3 Ajaxes from my goat. It's gonna be the Sapphire version of I guess Soupcan is in Sapphire now. It's just gonna be one big Ajax of a time. That's all I'll say. But regardless, it looks like both teams are ready. It looks like we're loading into the game. I think. Are we?
I readied prod for cool without asking cool, so we're just gonna say we're ready.
Yeah.
If cool's not ready, then I don't know. I guess you guys are just gonna have to look at the map screen and listen to the audio.
Nothing wrong with auditory learning. But anyway, here we go. We're officially loaded into the map. And now let me tell you, Suravasa, not one of my favorite maps. Not at all.
Not at all.
I've had to deal with some very funky comps on this map. Shout out to that Peachy guy from last season. Didn't like having a big Samoan man with nipples to deal with. Wasn't that fun? Wasn't that cash money? But here we go. Both teams setting up. We're going for the Zarya. The Zarya mirror?
Good to say, both teams are opting for the Zar. Bro, back on the cast. I'm scared. I see Jackal on the Ashe. I see the Ana. Traditionally terrible picks on these.
Yeah.
I don't want to say terrible, but easily ran down if you don't rotate in position perfectly. Both teams.
What this is going to come down to is who's going to charge the Zarya first, I think. And now
Bailey taking the 1v1 early, but Bra response picks Jackal. Opal's getting a little stranded. Bra finds Amane, and that's 2 picks now. They're up. And LVT forced to reset.
That's a smart tactical retreat there. You don't want to lose your supports. You don't want to lose your tank, especially with how fast-paced Flashpoint is. Like you mentioned earlier, I don't like LVT's backline right now. I like the Kiriko. I just don't like the Ana, especially in this comp. I don't like the Ashe either, because they're just standing still. And Brog getting rid of Amane again, and it's... I think we just need to group up.
Impressive.
That it is. I think we just need to group up and just target him. And just try to force out cooldowns. And now Opal burned through her bubbles.
Chelsea
Biscuit
finds
burns through
one,
Queso.
but it's not going to mean anything. LVT's down a tank. They can't walk into this without Opal here.
No, they cannot. And unfortunately, Maui is just so oppressive on this angle right now. We don't have the flexibility or the movement to really get going. And it looks like, in a way, Opal's kind of uncomfortable on that Zarya.
Yeah, maybe not as comfortable as the Orisa or the Ramatra was. But
yeah, it's
honestly, both Zars, I don't think seeing too much charge because we're both sitting about 50 to 60% ult, and
now
Opal's
we're
opting for the Mauga.
you know, I think this is a very good pick for this map. Mauga, just if you can sustain, right, has just so much burst damage, and not only that, he's just got a lot of survivability if you play him right.
True, but we need to see some motion. We need to see him engaging on something. We can't poke too long on Mauga. He's kind of like ground Winston, right? If you're not in, you're not really doing anything.
Going for that pick. The zoner is out. Cat's going low. If I'm Opal, I'm pushing this now. Here we go. I don't know how far I would push.
Yeah, they went. Wrapping around, though, can Idyllic keep the Mauga up? The Nano comes out. The Nano stopped, not finding anyone.
Going low.
But able to clean up.
No cooldowns. If you could, don't turn around here. You still got the Nano.
The grab comes out. It only gets Chelsea, though. It's wasted. No one's going to be able to follow up.
Honestly, what a waste. Like, Dragon Master saw that fight was lost and still committed the grab. That... Ugh.
No swap, so he's sticking to the Zar. That was big for LVT because they don't really have a defensive ult to counter grab. So now they can play tempo and just look to go first with some of their ults. As I say that, though, Bailey falling low, gets picked early. Opal used both cooldowns and gets shredded instantly.
Yeah, and Maui regaining the point. Ana choosing the reset. That's very smart there. If I'm Idyllic, I'm swapping this Ana right now. It's just, I don't know if it's working. Maybe, but I don't think it's working. Big bubble. Dragon Master got 50 charge from that. I don't think they're going for the touch, though.
They're not going to have time for it. Not on Flashpoint. That percentage ticks too fast. If you're not around the point around, I'd say even at 88%.
80, yeah.
You're not going to get a touch. And even then, you have to be on a mobile character.
That's true. If you're LVT here, what is the plan? What do you say the strat is?
Honestly, we need to play for ults, which is unfortunate because I'd love to get off this Ashe. I'd love to get off this Ana.
That's one bubble. Big charge. No bubble.
No bubble.
Blade committed, but...
It's shredded. The pressure, though, is gonna give LVT the flip. Oh, Jackal finds Caribou. It's an even fight.
It is an even fight if Opal can just bunker down this point right here.
Going
on to the stomp.
But cut off from their supports. No one followed up.
Bob coming in, though. Big Bob coming. And Bob getting a pick on one.
Bailiff finding, bro, there's no DPS, and Dragon Master has to walk into this poke here from LVT. The Ashe is set up in the back line. Chelsea...
I think they get out here. I don't know. Like,
I was gonna say it's awkward.
It's awkward.
Did go in favor of LVT because Dragon Master couldn't capitalize over Opal being dead, and now they're walking to both support ults here. But Dragon Master has the grab online.
That grab Noon could be a deadly combo, but we're committing Juno.
Oh, a big nade lands on the back line, but Opal dies.
Huge picks coming for LVT.
Picks come out. but not in time. And Dragon Master able to hold on to that grab. Chelsea able to TP out. Jackal there with the taxi.
It's all a matter of bunkering this point now.
I think if you're LVT, you could have 2 fights here if you go fast now. You might want to get this grab off the board.
I agree. Either kill Dragon Master fast, or take the grab and go next, pretty much. And Opal puts herself out of position.
Oh, the
We're setting
zoning
up for
noon
the grab.
finds no one. And a big stomp.
noon.
But the point
And they get
comes
the point!
through.
I am surprised they didn't go for that there.
No, this
Well,
is
we don't need
good.
to
They
be-
committed Pulse Bomb after the fight was over.
Yeah, that
I
was
know
an
Pulse
awkward
Bomb
decision,
comes
too.
fast, but could have potentially been comboed with the grab or at least used to pressure the point. 'Cause-
Yeah, we did not need that there from Maui at all.
Actually, it's funny enough that gave LVT closer respawn, and they're gonna path the point first because of it.
It's all these little decisions, if you know, that just really make a huge, like, impact on the game. Because now, they're just giving LVT this point for free.
LVT gets
And now
first cap, but Rush is used, and it looks like LVT's attention is split.
Mauga coming in! Oh. I would not grab here. This fight's already won, but Dragon Master needs to use this grab soon.
Just say we've held it for quite a while. A Hero Blade coming
That's
out.
a huge...
Dragon Blade used for grab. We'll take it, I guess. A little bit of a
It
stagger.
wasn't needed.
It wasn't needed, but I don't know. We finally used grab and it caught someone, so I'm taking it. I'm taking it.
Yeah. Christmas came early, I guess. But, Jackal again.
finds an opening pick.
That Ash is putting in some work. I mean, right now at least. We're trying to find an opening in. Big bubble out.
Bob gets the corner treatment. Doesn't make it to point, but Dragon Master falling
getting
low.
forced out.
And Opal's in. Gets
Oh
shredded.
boy. But point flips. That's what you need. But not for long, it looks like. And now, if you're LVT, you do have one fight. I have to believe you have one fight. But in that one fight, all they have is noon. It's just high noon for Maui, and Nano... Oh! Nano's out!
Touch comes out. The casket's bubbled.
Cass
Does
is
it?
dead.
Oh, he gets one. He does get one. But the cage is out.
Cage is out. The Mauga's low, though.
He's living
Welcome to
for
orbit.
now. Oh, but
No
Dragon
sleep.
Master's high charge, and it looks like
It looks
that's
like a
gonna be
Maui win.
all she wrote. The game going to Maui.
Ah, that's a heartbreaking loss right there. I really thought LVT could get that reverse sweep.
2 in 1 week would have been impressive.
I think it's like, we already have 2. It was like 3. Because it was Jersey and then NYI and Chicago.
Oh yeah, the Jersey game. Oh my God, NY. Yeah, Jesus. Everyone
Yeah.
needs to stop with these reverse sweeps.
Yeah, please. But, no, it looks like Maui taking the momentum in this week 1. That's a huge win for them. Huge win.
Yeah. A big win coming out for Maui. All the Maui fans in chat, praise up. I don't know who was gambling, but you got your points if you put your money on Maui. Actually,
you lost
funnily
your
enough,
money.
at draw, there's no option for draw. So everyone who bet on that map, you got scammed. And let this be a life lesson to everyone watching. The house always fucking wins, okay? Stop gambling, you addicts.
Yeah, really. Well, that's a message from Rico to you, and also to me, because I lost $30 this week gambling on slots. But you know what? It is what it fucking is. This has been your GOAT and mine, Mr. Goat Apart. This has been the lovely Rico. And I guess we're signing out because you all smell.
We bid you
So
adieu.
have a good night.